What's happening? Brian Tong here, and welcome to the Apple Byte for everything good and bad inside the world of Apple. Let's get to it, and Apple looks to be taking even more control over the iPhone after reports claim Apple is building its own chips for future iPhones. Now, according to Bloomberg, Apple is working on its own power management chip for the iPhone that has been previously sourced by UK-based company Dialog Semiconductor. The chip manages the power requirements of the different components in their battery-operated devices, but this chip won't make it into the iPhone until 2019, but it's happening. See, Apple has been building up its chip-making capabilities over time, giving them more control over pricing and timing. Now, we know the Big A built its first wireless chip with the W1 for wireless headphones. We know about its Series A processors for the iPad and iPhone, the S Series chip for the Apple Watch, and even the T1 chip that provides an extra layer of security for their Touch Bar in MacBook Pros. See, that's a whole lot of Apple chips, and I love Apple chips. Now, Imagination Technologies is the next company to fall after they announced their relationship with Apple has ended. They were responsible for the iPhone's Retina graphics and image processing, but moving forward, Apple will now be making its own GPU. That stands for Graphics Processing Unit and not Grandpa's plaid underwear. Not that I know. Now, surprisingly or not surprisingly, both company stocks took huge hits since Apple makes up over 50% of their business. They won't be the only ones this happens to in the future, and I know that's just business to take over when it benefits you, but still, that feels like a bad apple. Cannibal. All right, an iPhone 8 rumor report from Cowen & Company claims integrating the under-glass fingerprint sensor directly into the display remains the biggest obstacle for Apple's iPhone right now. The report adds that it's resulting in low yield rates, and Apple may consider one of their alternative designs like putting the sensor on the back side. Ugh. Now, we know Samsung had similar issues with their Galaxy S8, and this is just a rumor report, so we'll have to wait and see. And a more follow-up to the Mac Pro news last week, as if it was a surprise, OS News reports that constant negativity from Pro users led Apple to develop the Modular Mac, which could ship by the end of 2018 or even 2019. Now, negative feedback towards the MacBook Pro with a Touch Bar was also a major factor as orders for older MacBook Pros saw a surge. According to their sources, and this is my favorite part of the report, the decision to go ahead with the Modular Mac Pro was made in recent months, and development started only a few weeks ago. That sounds more like a 2019 release if you ask me. Yikes. Now, it shows how lost they are, so, I guess we can thank the Touch Bar MacBook Pro for giving Apple a kick in the butt they needed. But it also makes sense when they tease that the iMac will be getting features that pros will like, because they had absolutely nothing planned for the new Mac Pro this year. Nada. Wow. That's a bad apple. And that Pro display Apple teased would be coming with that Modular Mac Pro. There were no details given, but Pikes Universum believes it could be an 8K display, especially if they want to truly cater to the pros like they used to. Dell currently has a 32-inch ultra-sharp 8K display that currently retails for $5,000 in the US right now. And let's go back, and speaking of that new iMac, Pikes Universum also leaked the purported specs of the new machines from their reliable sources. The report says the 2017 iMacs will feature new pro-grade Intel Xeon E3 processors that support ECC RAM and haven't even been released yet, with 16 gigs of ECC RAM configurable up to 64 gigs. Also, a faster non-volatile memory Express PCIe flash-based storage drive for up to 2 terabytes, and AMD graphics card options and Thunderbolt 3 ports. That's power, and with everything we know now, this was what Apple was hoping to tout as their new Pro machine for 2017. And you know what also? Guess what? Apple might be petty because Apple has never been known to be petty. Wink, wink. Apple is suing Swatch over their use of the phrase tick different on certain watch models that Apple claims is a play on their Think Different ad campaign from the 1990s. And guess what, Apple? You're right. But who in God's green earth bought a Swatch watch that has that tick different slogan on it? Nobody. And if you did, reveal yourself. All right, that's going to do it for this week. You can email us at theapplebite@cnet.com or tweet me at Brian Tong. Thanks so much for watching. We'll catch you all next time for another Bite of the Apple.